You'll have that recording to refer back to. We'll send that to you tonight. All right. Okay, good. You can hear. So tonight, if you have questions at any time, you can just go ahead and put them in the chat. We're not going to deal with people asking them and, unmuting themselves. But since it's just a brief meeting, we'll just go ahead and have you do that way. So anytime that something pops up, please just put it in the chat. And then in the last 15 minutes, about from 7:30 to 7:45, we'll go over as many questions if there are questions. And then, of course, if anything pops up, you can just email us. We have Robin and myself are half of the team that is going to Scotland. So if you don't know me, my name is Laurel Parks, and I am, well, formerly classical violinist turned fiddle player. If you are into traditional music at all, Alistair Fraser, when I met him, it was like I found the thing that I needed to be playing on my violin. And so my violin is turned into a fiddle. And I just am, it's so weird for me to call it a violin now. I've really enjoyed learning a bunch of different styles, but I've been playing professionally for a long time. And then I ran this thing called Drunken Fiddles, which is basically it started 10 years ago in my living room with five other people, just adults wanted to learn how to play the fiddle. And now it's grown into multi-cities, states, and once a year we do a big retreat. And it is just my favorite thing. So we've been to Ireland a few times, and I thought, let's go somewhere new, but still with a rich history of music. So we're going to Scotland this year, and one of the people that I have been doing the trip with, his name is Calvin. He's going to be doing all of our touring and taking us out to see the sights. He's lived in Scotland in Edinburgh. Um, he said, why don't you just book a castle in Scotland? I didn't know you could book a castle. So I literally found the biggest one I could find to accommodate about 30 people at a time. It's a huge three-story castle, 1 hour south of Edinburgh. So I'm just going to show you some of the pictures, sharing my screen here as I kind of talk. Yeah, there is the castle. I hope you can all see that okay. Um, it is right on the River Tay. There's about 1,000 acres of land, gardens, and um, hiking, and just beauty of the history. The castle was built in the late 1700s. Robin will tell you more details about that. But we get the whole thing to ourselves. There will be a staff on site in the staff wing. But there's all sorts of, it's everything you would expect from a castle. And when I was booking this music retreat, they asked me if I'd like to include the butler with the retreat. And I didn't even know what a butler does or did, but they make sure that your bed sheets are turned down at night and greet you with tea in the afternoon. And I said, we're not that fancy. Our group is a little bit more folksy. So we're not having the butler, but we have a lot of other fun things that are coming. Um, so yeah, Drunken Fiddles is made up of a community of string players, primarily fiddle, viola, cello. We also have guitar. We have someone coming on the trip that plays piano. We are totally open to any trad instruments that wanted to join. We even have some people that just wanted to come as a non-music participant. So the workshops will really be geared towards the instruments that are coming. From my perspective, I am doing a lot of the, if you play a melody instrument, I'm doing a lot of the melodic teaching. And then we have Sasha Groshong, who's in the St. Petersburg String Quartet, but also plays with me in the wire string duo. and she is going to be teaching all things rhythm and a lot of modern Celtic, like chopping styles and that kind of really fun, cool stuff. If you know who Natalie Haas is, that's kind of her Sasha's line of teaching as well. So that applies to any instrument that plays chords, guitar, banjo, uh, you name it, piano. So yeah, we just go for a week. Basically, we have um, 3 days where we will be doing a lot of activities at the castle. We have music workshops. We will be bringing in Scottish trad players to also learn from them, in addition to myself, Sasha, Calvin. One of our Drunken Fiddles teachers, Brooke, will be doing regular workshops with the group. We'll be visiting Edinburgh a couple times. We've got excursions plans to like the Kelpies, and we've got whiskey tastings and private dining at fancy places and not so fancy places. A lot of time for um, really whatever you're into, whether it's personal exploration and if you just want to come and relax and play a little bit, that's fine. If you want to get really plugged in and involved, then that's another thing. So yeah, super excited about that. Our past trips have always been extremely magical in Ireland. We plan to go out sometimes in the community and do a session with locals at the pub. We always do pub night. That's super fun. And Robin, our operations director, will get really into the schedule, and you'll be able to see exactly what's going on each of the days. So, why these trips? It's just, I mean, I love to take something that I love to do, which is playing music and travel, and combine those two things together. A lot of times, because I love to travel, a lot of times I feel like when I'm visiting somewhere that I'm a tourist and I'm kind of from the outside looking in. But with these Drunken Fiddles trips, it really feels like I'm on the inside, um, getting to know the music scene from the inside out and looking out that way through the lens of whatever music, regional music that we're exploring. So it's super exciting. The other thing about it is that everyone that comes on these trips, it's just easy. We've never had any like reality TV moments, I think. It's always just, it's a really friendly, like curious, exploratory vibe. And yeah, we have a great time. So yeah, these are just some of the pictures of the castle. Um, I am going to now hand over the presentation to Robin. Robin, where I'm a big picture person, Robin is the details and the spreadsheets and like the nuances and thinks about all the things that I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that, but are really big deals. So I'm going to introduce you to Robin here, and I will end this screen share, and we're going to start Robin's right here. Okay, it's ready for you. This is Robin, everybody. I'll be back.
Hello. Go ahead and start this. There we are. Yes, as Laurel said, I get to do the who, when, what, where, and how of the retreat. So I'll try not to spend too much time repeating what Laurel's already covered. But again, the retreat is catered mostly or focused mainly on traditional music and musicians. But we, of course, welcome anyone else who wants to come and spend time with us. And listen and enjoy everything that we have going on. I will note that most of our programming, is geared at music classes, but there will be a number of other spouses and partners and friends coming along. So if you did come along as a non-musician, you would have company and other folks to go out and explore with. The instructional level is what we're calling experienced beginners on up. So if you've never had if you've never used, or excuse me, if you've never played a violin or a viola or a cello before, we would encourage you to sign up for some beginning classes first beforehand. We do have some time before the retreat still so that you can join us with some experience under your belt and we can really dive into the specifics of Scottish traditional music. And then it is an adult only retreat, so we're focused on folks 18 and up. So our dates, we will be going from the retreat runs from Tuesday, September 30th through Monday, October 6th. So a bonus to this kind of midweek model is that you get to travel on the cheapest days to travel, booking your flights for that, starting that Monday, the 29th. And then some folks either come early or stay later to explore more of Scotland as long as you've already made that whole trip across the ocean. So I'll give you a brief overview of our schedule. Day one, arrival. Before we even bring you to the castle, we'll stop right out of the airport, stop right in Edinburgh for lunch. You'll get your first taste right off the airport, right off of the airplane of the heart of Edinburgh. Calvin is a Kansas City resident, but he's also a Scottish local, so he'll be able to show you some of the best places to explore and dive in. Get yourself a lovely lunch, some fresh air, stretching after being on the plane all that time. You can leave all your bags and everything on the bus, so you'll just get to essentially walk off the airplane right into the heart of Edinburgh and explore. And then we'll head home to the castle. Our goal here is also to help everyone with that adjustment and not be too jet lagged, which is always a challenge. Day two is all music, workshops, classes, visiting musicians. Day three, we get to go out and do some exploring. So as Laurel mentioned, we'll go visit Stirling Castle, have a tour. The Kelpies are an amazing sculpture art experience if you haven't seen them. We'll make a stop at a pub and then head on. Excuse me, Zoom's covering up my notes here a little bit. There we are. Day four, we have another busy workshop day. We'll enjoy the castle's private beach, do an outdoor jam, weather permitting. You never know, but we'll see. Saturday, our focus is Edinburgh. So after doing some music in the morning, we'll head into the city for a more relaxed, more planned out time in the city. Again, you'll be able to work with Calvin ahead of Saturday to plan out your specific itinerary of what you want to do once we get to the city. It'll be time to explore on your own. So you can talk with Calvin earlier in the week and say, hey, my focus is arts, or my focus is I want to hear the best local music, or I want to have the best whiskey experience. And he'll be able to help you tailor your own kind of plan for the day so that you get to have the best experience to meet your interests. And then we'll meet up at the end of the day for an amazing pub dinner and head on to Cayley. We'll enjoy some traditional music, dance, a party. A Cayley is just a party, essentially. We'll cap our week off with a traditional Highland breakfast at the castle, a final day workshops and classes. And then a highlight of the week is always a group showcase, essentially a talent show. We'll kind of play it together, share with each other what we've learned. It's always a lot of fun. So the where, Birkhill Castle, as Laurel talked about, Birkhill Castle was built between 1780 and 1858, if you can imagine that, over 200 years old. And it is still not just kind of a converted into a hotel or anything, it's still the official seat of the Earls of Dundee. So it is still a working family home, essentially, that when the family's not there, they invite folks like us to come and stay. So even though it's old, it's beautiful inside. And kind of as a bonus, we've just learned that all of the bathrooms are being renovated actually as we speak, this early part of 2025. So we should have the best of both worlds, this amazing old ancient castle with very modern plumbing. So just to give you a sense of where we'll be in the big picture of Scotland, as Laurel said, we'll be right on that the Firth of Tay, just north of Edinburgh in Fife. And then this is a little kind of closer map view of the neighborhood and the grounds. It kind of highlights how close the castle is to the riverfront. You'll be able to just walk down this little walking trail This is all still on the castle grounds. Explore the waterfront, where all of these dotted green lines are walking trails, so you can go up way past right off of our map and keep walking if you're an explorer. There's a walled garden here to explore. So much to do. A quick little peek of the inside of the castle. All this was on the website. You'll be able to explore it in your own time, but I'll just give you the big picture. It's a three-story castle. So this main floor is all these kind of common spaces where we'll spend most of the day. And then there's two floors above that of bedrooms. So as I said, again, this is just a little preview. All of the details are on the website. I'm not going to take up your time describing each of these different bedrooms right now. Each room is unique, a different layout, a different type of bed, a different bathroom arrangement. We'll talk about that in a moment. Details, history, it's all there. So a few things to know, just to kind of have the sense. As we've been saying, this is a different kind of trip than going in your kind of your typical staying at a hotel, the way we've always done. Like I said, every room in the castle is different. So most of them are two-person rooms. And I will note a lot of those rooms are a single have one single shared two-person bed. So this is going to cater really well to couples who want to travel together. Then when you read the room descriptions, some of the rooms do have two separate individual beds, two twin beds. And then each bedroom, excuse me, has a different bathroom type. So some work the way that you would expect, like in an American style hotel, where there's an ensuite bathroom inside the bedroom, essentially. Some have a private bathroom that's just out in the hall. So you'd go out into the common hallway to get to your own bathroom. And then some bedrooms have a bathroom that's shared with another bedroom. So there's these different types of rooms. We've kind of priced the rooms accordingly, so you can kind of make your choice about what fits best and what feels right for you. And finally, I will note that it is, like I said, a three-story castle with no elevator. We just want you to have the big picture and not have only got good surprises when we get there. So staying in a 200-year-old castle obviously won't be like staying in a modern American hotel, but also it won't be like staying in any old hotel. Staying in a castle, it's absolutely gorgeous. You've seen some pictures earlier while Laurel was speaking, and there's more on the website. Excuse me. So finally, the how. Like I said, all these different rooms, we don't want to just blindly assign you to a room. So you'll be able to go on the website and putting down your deposit is how you choose your room. So rather than just registering for the retreat, you'll choose a room and sign up directly for that room. So as I said, these rooms are two-person rooms. So if you're traveling as a couple, that's easy. You'll register together, put down your deposit for your room, and have your space reserved. If you're on your own, traveling on your own, we do have a Facebook group set up to help you connect with other folks who are traveling on their own who you might want a room with. And then you can make an arrangement between you. One of you can put down the deposit for both of you, and then all of the rest of the registration, payment, everything will be handled individually after that. Um, but putting down the deposit, that way you can work together to get the room that you want. This is where I get to hand it back to Laurel. Thanks all.
I'm back. Okay, logistics. Yay. Um, yeah, thank you for the presentation. Robin will be there on the trip and is just so helpful and intuitive and just helps everything just run smoothly. Um, Yeah, so other things that I wanted to say, what is included in this trip? The flight is not included because we're all coming from different places. Going in the fall makes it a lot cheaper. I know that during like August peak season, you could spend over $1,200 for a ticket, 1,400. But this basically cuts the plane price in half. And then once you get off the uh once you land at the airport, you don't have to worry about a thing. You'll be picked up in a nice chartered um bus that will take you to Edinburgh with Calvin, and we will just be moving you throughout. We'll have several meals out. The rest of the meals will be at the castle by their staff there. They're just used to catering, and so yeah, they'll be there making sure we have everything. And yeah, everything's included after that. So that is the main thing. The price that, like Robin was saying, we really price them according to the bathroom situation, to be honest. Um, so the average price of a room for the whole retreat, including everything, is $5,000-ish, give or take. Um, so just more logistics. We are going to offer those of you who have registered for the Zoom meeting and that are watching the replay. We're going to be emailing you a coupon for $100 off if you put a deposit down by June 20th. That's only 4 days. The deposit's $500, but you'll have till August 1st, and that's when the final payment is due. So you have some time. Um, yeah, and then after this presentation is over, we will send you an email with a replay of this video. Oh, can everyone see me? Am I gone? Did I disappear, Robin?
No,
Okay.
you're still sharing the.
Oh, I'm still sharing. Okay. I'm gonna stop screen. I'm like, I'm gone. I've lost myself. There. Whoops. Sharing things I'm not supposed to share. Okay. So, yeah, it's a really exciting, fun trip, a once in a lifetime opportunity. I noticed somebody said, I'm a non-musician, can I, but I love playing music. Can I come? Yes, there are others. The week before this, we will be there doing the exact same thing. That retreat is sold out, but I'd say about 1/4 of the people are just coming there just to have a good time and they love music. So you do not have to play. There will be other people that you can plan things with. Um, Even though we're going to be on this big estate, Uber still comes there. So if you wanted to go do your own thing, you can always make your own adventure. Okay, so it is question time. I'm gonna look through weather. Okay, so weather is, well, it's supposed to be rainy and a little cool. The best thing you can do is just bring layers. And the thing about Scotland is that when it rains, it's not like torrential rain. It feels like you can misting almost. Like things are damp and wet, but it doesn't feel like you're being like it feels refreshing to me. Um, yeah, so the weather, it can be dreary, like Harry Potter weather, because Harry Potter, if you're into that, it was like there's a lot of inspiration from Edinburgh. Yeah, we'll have 3 meals per day. So, breakfast will be more of a like, we'll have like cheeses, baked goods, oatmeal, yogurt, like simple things that you can prepare for yourself, fruit. Of course, if there's anything that's requested, we can do that. And then lunch and dinner will be the more like formal, like we're going to be served and sat down um, type meals. And I know not everyone eats all 3 meals, so just doing only 2 formal meals, but there's still like a breakfast kind of like continental type situation. You could make an egg or I'll make you an egg if you need. Do we have any other questions? Yeah. Um, Price range of the trip. Yeah, so the whole thing is about $5,000 plus a ticket. So, um, I have my student Ron, he'd never been out of the country and he's in his 60s. So I think he just turned 70. First time ever traveling on a fixed income. And he had door dashed his way to Ireland, and he is door dashing his way to Scotland. So, don't let finances, if you're a little creative and you play an instrument, um, there's always a way if you're open to it. Specialties of Scottish cuisine. Okay, so I wish that Calvin was here because he can tell you all about it. But haggis, there will be an option to have haggis. Um, there's sausages. There's like a lot of gosh, oatmeal and potatoes. It's very similar, I would say, to Ireland. Of course, chocolate is huge, so we are going to be doing a chocolate slash whiskey tasting and tea tasting. For those of you who do not drink, you do not need to drink if on these trips. Drunken Fiddles is just more the vibe of like we're gonna have fun and laugh and not be too serious together. Um, yeah. Anything else? Uh-huh.
Private chef cooking each meal.
Oh yeah, we're having a private chef at the castle cook each meal. So whatever they have, and of course, any dietary restrictions we will take into account and make sure all of your needs are fulfilled. We are, as soon as you get off the plane and get in that van, then we're just people pleasers the whole time and really interested in making sure that you are doing what you want to be doing and having a good experience. So we're open to whoever is there and wants to come. Oh, traveling with our instruments. So, um, if you have a small instrument, you can, if you're traveling on a major airline like Delta, American, United, the big ones, they have policies um, about instruments where you can just, I never ever check them, put them, you carry them on. However, if that gives you some sort of sense of anxiety, then you'll have an opportunity to rent an instrument, and we'll just have a rental for you there at the castle. Usually more, I mean, they're not going to be like if you have a really fine instrument, it's not going to be that quality that you're used to. They're totally playable, but um, they're rental quality instruments, and we'll have them delivered to the castle with your name on it. That will be your instrument for the week. We're renting, Calvin plays the Celtic harp. So we have harp, there's a piano that's already there. We can rent cellos, guitars, whatever. Yeah. So if you don't want to travel with your instrument, I always travel with my instrument. I don't have problems. But then there's those like anomalies where um, somebody meets a flight attendant on the wrong day of a full flight, and then there's a problem. So I don't want to guarantee, I don't want to like make any guarantees, but um, if there was some sort of problem, we could get you what you needed when we were there. But my hint for traveling with an instrument is no matter what boarding group I'm in, I always say, I'm traveling with a fine instrument. What's the earliest group I can board in? And then they'll let me know. And then I make sure that I'm always just wanting to make sure that there's enough overhead luggage space and that I don't have to like put my violin way at the front of the plane or in a closet or something. So that's my little trick. But yeah, I've never had any problems. Just don't check them because I did experience an orchestra trip where there were 16 cellos checked and they all broke. So, and that was in high school. So we've learned since then, right? Any other questions about the trip? Yeah, it's always a good time. It feels like just so fulfilling. We do surveys afterwards and it's just a life-changing opportunity um, opens people up. I think traveling is some of the most expansive stuff you can do for your own soul. It's a soul level. And put that with music. Oh my gosh, amazing. Will we encounter any bagpipes? Well, yes, we will. We do have some bagpipe plans. Yes, we will be encountering them. Um, Intentionally and maybe unintentionally. So I don't know if anybody here plays the bagpipe, but I attempted that once. That is a very difficult instrument with your arm having to push that bag down. But yeah, it's great. So yeah, just if you have questions, type them in. I'm sure more things will come up. And like I said, after this little presentation, I'm going to email you the link to the website. It will probably take about 30 to 45 minutes for this video to like fully render, and then I can send it to you so you'll be able to watch it again, show your family, partner, friend. We gotta go to Scotland together. Yeah. There's a couple groups of friends that are coming, and I'm just so excited. Um, all right. Well, I think that's it. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot more information. It's 7:30, so I would say expect it in an hour, and including your $100 coupon if you pay the deposit by January 20th. Oh, someone plays the oboe. Play classical music. I mean, if you are making an opportunity for yourself to play classical music, um, why not? I am classically trained. Sasha, like I said, she is an amazing cellist in St. Petersburg String Quartet. We could definitely do classical music. There's a bunch of people that have experience. The the focus will be more on the trad style of playing, which is, completely different. But yeah, we really do kind of like we have our plan, and then we really, according to the group, we just kind of let it unfold. So things aren't super rigid. Um, yeah, we go with the flow. All right. Well, thank you for everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, it's just you can email Laurel at drunkenfiddles.com. That will come to me. You can do Robin. I'll just type this in the chat. You can do info. That will also come to us. There's options. Oh, the name of the Facebook group. Um, it's yeah, there's a Facebook group. Oh, I just said Laurel at Drunken. That won't get you to the right Laurel. Might get you to a different one. Drunkenfiddles.com. Robin at Drunken Fiddles. We have a little Facebook group called Drunken Fiddles Members Only. It's very active. You can kind of see what our vibe is. Just say, hey, I am thinking about going on this trip, and connect with other people. Also, if you don't have a roommate, we have like a separate roommate page where you could find someone um, that possibly might also want to share a room if needed. Okay, yeah, and Robin is going to put that in the message. So yeah, I mean, it is just a magical time. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because it's just so much fun. So, and everyone's really nice. At least,
So supportive.
yeah, they're just so supportive.
Encouraging.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And the locals are just, it's always fun to, intermingle and get ideas and hear how people do. Sometimes you can learn a bunch on like YouTube and online lessons and from teachers from wherever you're living, but to actually go to the place, you really get that insight of like, oh, this is really how it is. You get to really experience yourself. It's awesome. Okay, so Robin has put the groups there. So yeah, well, thank you so much. We're just going to go ahead and end, and I hope to see you traveling with me in Scotland. Bye.